What do you think has been some of the biggest challenges you guys have faced in your careers, and how have you overcome them?
For me, I mean, so I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in 2007. Didn't really think that much of it, didn't know much about it, so I ignored it for many years. And then we were also, me and Ian were doing our thing, and like the band was starting up, and I just didn't want that to get in the way. And then I got COVID and the pandemic happened, and all of a sudden my walking became really weird, and then eventually now my singing has become uh not right. So now I'm like, now the MS is like affecting me, and it's like that. I would say that has been my biggest challenge the whole way through, because it's like I could only manage it, really manage it up to a certain point without anyone noticing. But now it's like, oh, you're gonna notice there's something going on with him. So yeah, and now it's all about like, okay, well, then if this is the case, if this is my new normal, like how do I work around this moment? But that management of my MS is probably my biggest challenge.
Um, yeah, for me, I mean, I guess what Chad has been going through, and also what we've been going through, and the changes that you know we're having to to face, and like how do we stay strong, how do we stay together as like collaborators and like best friends, and support each other, and inspire each other, and keep this going, and to maybe uh detach some bonds that didn't work anymore, and like make new ones. And because we've known each other for almost 2 decades, and a lot of life has happened for Chad and for me, and we have different dreams and different goals and different wishes. And uh I feel like it's so easy to it's almost easier to like just walk away, and than like work on it, and like stay together, and figure it out. Because like we know that we both feel like we still have something to offer together. And what does that look like right now? And how it looks right now might be different than what it looks like 3 years from now. So that's been like that's been a big challenge for me. And like along the way too, it's for me, like I deal with OCD. I have OCD. And a lot of the I like ruminate a lot, and I have like a lot of fear, and like a lot of fears, and doubt, and I second guess a lot. And so just just trusting and dealing with that, um and and making music and doing this, or doing anything in life, is just like a huge leap of faith.
Wow, there's a lot there. Yeah, I mean, first and foremost, all of these things are just in taking any steps forward are take a lot of courage and bravery. And I applaud you guys for moving through all of this together and trying to figure it out together. I guess my first question is, I mean, on this topic for Chad, how has going through the process of dealing with MS shaped your life in terms of your career, and how has it impacted the way you approach making music?
Well, I feel like the way that and I think Ian too, the way that we feel like, or I feel like is the best way to approach this challenge is by leaning into it. And music for me has been therapy for years, and I think for Ian too. And it's like you can't, when you can't run away from something. For me, it's like music has always been there, and it's like I can lean into music to get me through that moment. Um and I feel really grateful that Ian has been there um, through these moments with me, and understands, and can write and tap into that emotion too, from that perspective, because this is as new as it is for me and challenging as it is for me, it is for Ian too. And like he was there before I had MS, and now he's here after, and so it's just like uh this thing where, but mute sorry just to say, music has always been that piece where it's like the most therapeutic, the most healing piece, of the MS journey. And I would say, I would say I've gotten to the point where I'm almost thankful for the MS because of the awareness that I now have.
Yeah, speaking of awareness, I mean, now you're an advocate for education in terms of like other people that are living with this condition. Is there anything that you want to, like, any goals that you might have in that realm to speak to others that might have this condition?
Yeah, I would love to help and inspire others. And um, I just am now signing up with Race to Erase MS as a board member on this organization, who has developed some incredible multiple sclerosis therapies. And Nancy Davis, the founder, is an incredible human, and I'm really excited to be on board. And I think that's going to be announced soon. But yeah, I'm just really excited to spread what I've learned through this journey as much as I can, to possibly help others who might be newly diagnosed, and are scared or confused, or yeah, dealing with it in a way that I did. Um, and I didn't know much about it, and so now I love the idea that I could be a voice in that world.
That's incredible. Ian, I saw you performing on Kelly. Sorry, it
Kelly
was
and Mark.
Kelly and Mark. I saw you. Yeah, and you were there on the piano. You were by yourself. And obviously that was due to the announcement that Chad had made on his Instagram, not being able to perform with you and that kind of thing. Like, how has it felt for you to carry that part of the group by yourself?
It's, I mean, it's sad. It's it's scary. It's also exciting. Um, I feel like Chad is there. Um, when we started, it was just me singing. So in a way, it feels similar to when Chad and I met, and when Chad was like writing the songs for me and like helping managing and like a part of all the decision making process. And sometimes he was there traveling with me, and sometimes he wasn't, and sometimes he would jump up on stage and sometimes he didn't. So it kind of feels like that to me right now. So it's a slightly familiar feeling. Um, so it's all brand new, and I guess it feels like it did when we first started doing this. So I have that same kind of like nervous energy. I've never played, or I haven't in a long time, like sets this long with just me. Like Chad had sang on, so I got like my little vocal rest in between songs, and the songs are challenging that we write, vocally, and so I got all like my like little nerves and stuff, but I'm excited. I'm excited to get out there again, and I know that Chad is also excited for me, which is awesome.